Sharkast. Welcome to the Sharkast.
Welcome to Sharkast, episode 67. This is Dr. Don, your host, and I am in a live studio audience here in my office with the middle school project-based learning group right here. They're waving to you. So we're here from Sharkland, sharing with you episode 67. It is Teacher Appreciation Week. So the first thing we want to do on our Sharkcast is thank all of the teachers for all that they do for our kids. They love them and teach them and help them grow, and we appreciate them. We want to thank the PTO, who will be sponsoring a PTO luncheon on Friday, May 5th for the teachers. We're very appreciative of all they do to support the school. We're also in the midst of AP exams. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but a few other events coming up. We have a math science field trip for the 10th and 11th graders this next week. We also have the SAT coming up on Saturday the 6th here at Inter-American Academy. And the big one, International Day, is May 13th. That's Saturday, May 13th. I hope you have it circled on your calendar. If you have not yet signed up to help out with selling tickets or at a booth or with the PTO group, they've been working very, very hard. Please sign up, come help out, come be part of the community. Great event. I look forward to the parade. I love the parade. That's my favorite part. Oh yeah, the food. I love the food too. That's pretty good. The seniors' last day of school is May 19th. Their graduation is May 25th, so we're excited about that. Those are our upcoming events. So let me talk to you a little bit about AP exams. I'm actually sharing my screen right now, and I'm going to actually show you we are in the midst of advanced placement exams. So you can see that on my screen right now, that we have a number of exams that are taking place right now. They started on May 2nd. And the reason why I wanted to share a little bit about the AP exams is because our students work super hard to prepare all year long for these rigorous exams that are given by the AP College Board around the world. Students that want to test themselves with a university level course enroll in an advanced placement course. At Inter-American Academy, we offer more advanced placement courses than any other school in Ecuador. And if we look next door at schools like Colegio Nueva Granada, for instance, in Bogota, and Colegio Roosevelt in Peru, they offer just as many AP classes, if not less, than we do. So it's pretty amazing that we offer so many AP courses. AP courses are courses where teachers have to have special training because they're essentially teaching a university level course. So they're the most rigorous courses that you can offer. And as you can see from the schedule that's up here, we've already had a test on May 3rd in English literature, also comparative government. So some of our students actually came to school and they took 2 AP exams in one day. So that was pretty amazing. We also had psychology AP test that was given on May 2nd. We have Thursday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. That's actually today when we're recording this. And we had students taking human geography, advanced placement in human geography. We even had some 9th graders taking advanced placement in human geography. Last year, we had some 8th graders that took some AP courses also. Now, normally, just so you're aware as parents in a community, normally AP courses are only taken 11th and 12th grade year. But because we have such rigorous coursework and we have a great gifted program, we have students that take the AP courses before their peers around the world. And we did have 8th graders last year that took the AP Human Geography test and passed it. What does that mean if you pass an advanced placement test? What it means is that you can get university credit at most of the universities in the United States. And that university credit saves you money as parents, but it also helps you out with your course load so that you can maybe graduate a little bit sooner than your peers. So for instance, we had a senior that graduated a couple of years ago that went to university and started their junior year of university because they had enough AP credits to be able to skip their freshman and their sophomore years at the university they went to in California. And so that's pretty typical. A lot of our students leave Inter-American Academy with already many AP credits to their name, and that goes on their transcripts at their university ahead of time before they even get there, and they save all the money they would have spent on those courses. So we'll continue our AP exams. Tomorrow we have AP Art, and then next Monday we have AP Calculus. Tuesday we have AP Language. Wednesday we have AP Spanish Language, and then Wednesday the 17th we have AP Chemistry and AP Spanish Lit. So those are our courses. Let me talk a little bit about why this is such a great privilege that we're able to have these great AP courses, and the teachers that are trained in advanced placement to be able to work with your students in the high school. It gives them leverage that other students might not have in the college admissions process, because universities now are looking more at AP courses than they ever have before. The reason why they're looking more at AP courses that students are taking is because many of the universities in the States have dispensed with using the ACT or the SAT for college admissions. They're optional at most universities. In addition to that, grades don't mean a whole lot to universities other than the fact that they can see that you did well with the grading system that your school uses. But because A's and B's or MEs or 7s or 8s or 9s don't mean a lot to the universities, because the universities use their own rubrics for college admissions. So when they get your grades, they see your college profile or the equivalencies of your grades, and then they recalculate a grade point average that helps them compare students to other students. But because they eliminated many of the universities, the SAT and the ACT, they're now looking at extracurricular activities, advanced level courses like AP courses for part of the college admissions process. So it gives your students, your IA students, some leverage that other students wouldn't have, that are going to other local schools or to other schools around the world that maybe don't offer as many advanced placement courses. So that's a real privilege to be here. I wanted to talk a little bit about not only the advanced placement program, but some other unique programs that we have in our school that allow our students to achieve at not only a high level, but to really fulfill their dreams and their projects that they want to work on and the things that they want to study and research. That's why I have my middle school project-based learning class with me right now. And they're working right now. They're actually working on a project where they've discussed within a counseling session with their advisor, which happens to be me or Mr. Murphy, some sort of inner conflict that they might struggle with. And this inner conflict is something that they want to maybe improve or resolve within themselves. And then they've chosen an activity or a challenge that they're going to do for 2 weeks that will help them with the inner conflict that they're struggling with. So I'll just give you an example. A couple of the students in my class have decided that they want to work on their anger management. And so they're researching strategies on how to be calm, mindfulness, strategies to deal with anger, strategies to calm yourself, to be at peace. And then they're going to pick some of these strategies and use them in some sort of activity or plan throughout a 2-week period to see how their life might improve. They're going to share that with you at home. They're going to make some vlogs, which are like video journals, and they're going to share that with whatever designated audience they've decided to share it with. So they're working on that right now. So a few of them behind me, you might hear some whispers or them working, but they're just consulting with each other and working on that project and doing some research. So that brings me to what you see on your screen. This is a podcast. There's a student profile up here, which focuses on something that universities are asking more and more about in their college reference letters and the materials that they're asking from teachers and from letters of recommendation. They're looking at competencies. So students, they can see from your transcript whether you're good at math or whether you're good at reading or whether you're good at science. They can see that, and that's pretty clear to them. But what they don't know is how will you do when you go to their university? When things are challenging, how do you face those challenges? How do you work with them? And they're looking more and more at what are called competencies, or skills that your student has that other students might not have. There are many schools around the world, some of the most prestigious schools in the world, that have gone entirely away from grade point average and letter grades like A's and B's. And they've gone to mastery transcripts, or in other words, mastery grading with standards-based grading, which is like what we do at Inter-American Academy. And within that grading system, there's a focus on competencies. In addition to academic competencies, we have competencies for the real world or for life. We know that the world that we live in has changed and is changing as we speak. Technology, post-pandemic, there are many challenges that we face in life, and we have to have a certain skill set to be successful in the jobs that are being developed day by day. There's new jobs out there all the time, and there's jobs that used to be out there that are no longer available, that you can't make a living off of them. So you can see with the student profile that's on the screen in front of you that we have 5 competencies that we're developing at Inter-American Academy. We work on these competencies with our students. I've been working with my middle school students all year on these competencies. We haven't gotten to all of them, but we really focus on 3 of them in a strong way this year. The first one that you see on your screen is purposeful, and that's leading. You're self-directed, you're showing integrity, you're a global citizen, you're a communicator, you're a collaborator. So we want our students to be purposeful. The next competency is knowledgeable. We want inquiring students. We want them to have metacognitive skills. We want them to show mastery. We want them to reach conclusions, and we want them to apply their learning to real life. Our third competency is inclusive. And you know a little bit about that from the Inclusion School of 2023, our international conference that we hosted here in February. Inclusive means we're accepting, we're self-reflective, we respect diversity, and we facilitate belonging. We want our students to be able to do that within their peer groups, within their future university classes and study groups, and within their future careers and jobs. Innovative is the 4th competency at Inter-American Academy, and that's creating. We want our students to be critical thinkers, to be visionary, to generate solutions, rather than to just focus on the challenge and the problem and talk about it forever about how terrible it is. What are we going to do? This is horrible. This da 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 da. That's not generating solutions. We want to find solutions for the desafíos or the challenges we face in life, and to be forward thinking. I'm just going to share a little thought in relation to creating and being innovative and to generating solutions. And this is a thought for the community. This is kind of a reach out communication plea to the parents in the community, that if you have a question or a concern about something at the school, then come see someone at the school to address that question or concern. Accurate information is always more important and more valuable than chismes and rumors, all right? So I'm just putting that in there because I know sometimes parents can get together and they can have a little session where they're not generating solutions, but they're complaining about things that they might think they know a lot about. But I will say this, when I go to mi commissariato to buy some food, I don't ask the clerk that's checking out the food at the end of the session if they can give me some advice on my broken rib. Can you tell me, how should I do this? Should I fix this? Because the cashier at mi commissariato probably doesn't know a whole lot about medical diagnosis and treatment. I would go to a doctor, a professional, someone that's trained that's going to help me with my rib. It's the same way in education. If you are a parent and you have some sort of concern about an educational program or a teacher or an incident that occurred at school, the best person to talk to are the experts at the school that can help you resolve that problem or get answers to the question you might have. It's not necessarily somebody that's not trained in education, that maybe thinks they know a lot about education, but they really don't. They haven't gone to university and they're not experts. So come to us and we can help you generate solutions, which is a competency that we want for our students, our parents, our teachers, everybody. It's the world we live in. We've got to be forward thinking. We've got to look at the future and how to solve our challenges, not just dwell on the challenges without generating solutions. So that's innovative. So I'll get off my soapbox now. Please come in. If you have a concern, we're glad to talk to you. Gritty is the last competency. You might say, oh, what is gritty? So what we want for our students is we want them to be persevering. We want them to have a growth mindset, not a fixing the mindset. We don't want them to say, I can't do this. We want them to say, I can do this. I can find a way to do this. Right now it's difficult and it's challenging, but I'm going to work hard and I'm going to find a way to do it. We want them to be problem solvers. We want them to seek challenges. And finally, we want them to never give up. So those are the profile of our students that we want, whether they're elementary students or middle school students or high school students. We want them to really set the standard for being competent human beings, to have the skills that universities are looking for, that the job market is looking for. Businesses are looking for people that have these competencies. So you can support us with these competencies by working on these at home too. So you'll see over the next year or so some research, some resources distributed to you regarding these competencies and how they can help you in your home and your family and at school. My middle school students are trying to leave school early right now, and they haven't been dismissed. Can you believe that? That's the first time in the history of middle school students that they've ever tried to get away with anything like this in their whole entire lives. So you can sit down. I'm almost done. I'm going to wrap up the Sharkast right now. This is all going to be right there. Okay. So just to finish off this Sharkast, I would say that we are going to be building some models over the next year. We hired 8 outstanding teachers that are joining us at Inter-American Academy next year. From most of them from the United States, and they're experts in their field and their areas, and they're coming to share their expertise with our students. We're offering advanced placement courses and course catalog for our high school students based on the courses that our high school students really want to focus on for their futures. So we meet with every single student in the high school. We've already met with most of them, and we go over what their dreams are, and then we build our class roster based on the desires and the needs and the dreams of our students. We're one of the only schools that would ever do something like that because we really individualize our education for each individual student. For our middle school next year, we're going to go with a special new middle school model. We've hired some new teachers to come in and be middle school teachers in both science and math. And then we have 2 great teachers that are already here that are going to be teaching social studies and English. And they're going to be working specifically with our middle school students on these competencies and on projects that will help them be more like a real life success. And so that will be 6th grade through 8th grade next year. So this year's current 5th graders and 6th graders, they will be middle schoolers next year. It's going to be a really, really fun middle school next year. We're super excited. There's some great things that are going on at Inter-American Academy. Go Sharks!